Hello, so I have another book video and I want to talk about some books. Basically I want to talk about what I hope to have as my fall TBR to be read stack, but I am not going to get through all of these. I know I'm not. Let's just be honest with myself. Like, in a fantasy world, I would have time to read all of these lovely books. And then some. But I'm not going to have time to read all of them because I'm still reading Dracula, which I have not been doing a very good job reading because I feel like that book takes a lot of concentration. Sorry, kids screaming in the background. But at least it's happy screaming instead of yelling. Oh, the sun is really getting to me. I'm going to have to change my angle because the clouds just decided to stop doing their job of hiding the sun. Well, that's a little better. Anyway, so I'm going to just put this stack here. What was I talking about? I'm very distracted. I'm sorry. Oh yes, Dracula. So it takes a lot of concentration to sit down and read Dracula. And it's funny to me because there's certain things I do with certain books. Like when I'm alone, sometimes if I read them out loud or if I listen to like a fantasy soundtrack with headphones, it helps me get through it. Not that I'm not enjoying the book, but it just helps me to focus on it and not have all the distractions around me. Like when I'm up late at night, I'll like read the Dracula and read it in an English accent, and that seems to help me to get through the long letters and diary entries of John Stockard. So yeah, John Stockard. So yeah, there's that. And then I'm really starting to get really enjoying it, but trying to get through this big monster of I put this off for a long time for some reason. Court of Silver Flames. I don't know why I did. I guess it was because I was told at one point that the Court of Frost and Starlight was not an important book, and then it was just kind of a filler. But it's not. It's actually really good. I was surprised. And it gave a little more insight into some of the characters, and it also kind of was like a little, what's the word? A little prologue, I guess, for this story that's featuring a lot of Nesta, and I'm happy to finish it, but look where I am. Last night I just finished chapter 13, and I was actually awake enough to stay up and read it, but it was like past midnight and my kids were going to get me up early, so I was like, I have to have some sleep. If it was a weekend, then yeah, I would probably have stayed up, but I got so much to read. I'm only like 20-30% through, so I'm hoping to get this read before October. Not sure if that's going to happen because I'm so excited to go to the release event for the next book. And she has titles. They elude me right now. When I think of it, I'll say it. But right now, I just don't have that. But you could look it up. Look up Sarah J. Maas and the new book 6 and 7. And she has titles for them. That's very exciting. And yeah. So enough of that. I'm just going to show you a couple books I got for my birthday. I didn't really get them for my birthday, but I got money to go to the bookstore and get them. So I went to the bookstore. Originally thought about getting some records, but the records are really pricey. They're like $30 and $40. So I knew I wanted to get another cozy mystery. Even though I'm terrible about reading those, even though they're small books. There's so many cover buys for me. But I was like, I want to get one anyway, because they're cheap. and I'll see what else I see. I went through the fantasy book section and found so many cool covers, so many cool sounding books. And then I know I wanted this book because I love Rachel Gillig, but I thought, what if I don't like this one as much as her others? And then I was thinking, well, maybe I should just get it from the library sometime. And then it was there. It was sitting there. I didn't look for it. It found me, and it was wrapped up in plastic. All the books were wrapped in plastic, so they were protected. So they're brand new, fresh coffees. Where's my mind? Brand new, fresh copies of Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. And they're sprayed edges. So beautiful. Look at the knight's helmet. Not sure what that thing is right there. Like a gargoyle or something. But they're beautiful sprayed edges. Brand new book. Textured silver font. I like the texture of the book. No one's ever flipped through this but me. Well, my husband did that, but I was kind of annoyed because I didn't get to do that yet, and he did that when I showed him this book, and I was like, no, that's mine to do. I'm weird. Okay, so anyway, I was a huge fan of One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. I recommend those books so much. They are actually, I think, like my second or third favorite book series. Yeah, I would say my third favorite book series. Not in ranking, just in order of what I've read. So I am excited to read this, but this isn't on my fall TBR. This is a whenever I feel like it, when I'm ready, pick it up and read. So just the fact that I own it and I know it's right there waiting for me on my bookshelf makes me happy. And then the other book that I picked up, which is on my fall TBR. This is on my fall TBR. I wish I can get through it. I'm not going to talk about that, though. I need to stop talking about wanting to get through books because I will read them when I can. These are my new fall glasses. Anyway, so this one, I looked at the cover. It wasn't really a cover buy, even though it's a really cool cover. What? Why am I just now noticing the ghost? I didn't even notice that before. That's crazy. Anyway, it was a title buy. I was like, the title sounds cool. And then I read the back and I was completely sold. And I need to read this to you guys because, just hear me out. Spooky people will like this. Halloween lovers will like this. Castle fantasy lovers will like this. Okay, so as Halloween approaches, Ravensea Castle is bustling with excitement. Nora Asquith welcomes the fall season. Guests to her family's newly converted bed and breakfast. A historian studying the movements of Vikings has traced their exploits to Ravensea. A certain Viking woman known as the Red Maiden landed there, and the historian believes she buried a treasure hoard before the castle was built. He is hopeful he can find the hoard now. Nora can't help but wonder if an enigmatic ghost at the castle could be this very Viking. So there's the ghost. Meanwhile, a team of 4 ghost hunters is coming to stay at Ravensea for the filming of Britain's Got Ghosts. Former students of the historian. The group arrives with their own rivalries and baggage. They try to see who can make the most paranormal contacts and end up getting more than they bargained for. When the historian is murdered during the Viking festival on castle grounds and his notes go missing, Nora can't help but wonder if the treasure was why he was killed and if it could be connected to the visiting ghost hunters. Additional accidents befalling the hunters raise their stakes as Nora races to find the killer and the treasure before another death occurs. Now I was like, okay, Halloween, autumn season, a castle, a ghost, treasure, and Vikings. It all sounds very intriguing to me. So I was like, yes, please. And this is $9.99, all them cozy mysteries, but because I have Barnes & Noble, they're always like 8 something, like $8.99 for me. Get like $1 off, so I'm like, this is like the cheapest book I can buy, are these cozy mysteries, and I just love collecting them for the covers. Now, it seems like most cozy mysteries have a cat or a dog, if not both on them, and I don't know why, but I could have done without the cat on this one. Like, the dog looks cool here, holding the knight's helmet, but I don't know, for some reason the cat was just a little too much for me. Even if I took the dog away and had the cat, it just doesn't have the same amount of oomph. I don't know, I'm just weird. I'm like, dog is better. So that I really want to read. It looks like one I could just put in my bag and maybe read it along with other books that I'm reading. Alright, this book I've had for quite some time. I just haven't looked at it yet. It's a kid's book. Like, I don't know what grade. Maybe middle. But the cover is so amazing. I found this book. I heard about this book on Darlene Desi's channel, and I was in love with the cover because I love pumpkin men. If you look at my Pinterest, I have a board that just has like pumpkin men. Just pumpkin people and pumpkin men. So there's him. It's called The Pumpkin Princess and the Forever Knight. Apparently she gets like kidnapped or something, and he's the Pumpkin King. I'm so excited to read this sometime. I really want to start it this fall. It looks like a fun little book. Look at the inside. All the pages have like a black frame around them, and each chapter has like a little tiny picture. I like books like that. So then, okay, so another one that I took to the beach with me, but I didn't get to read because children, is Hooky Volume 2. This is a really fun graphic novel series. Obviously, I've read one. I found out I think there's 2 more, and sorry, my phone did something. This looks fun. It's all in color, and it's just a really fun series. And so yeah, that's a really fun one. It is Clarion Books. So I think I got this at either my local comic shop or, yeah, I did, because the other one I bought, no, I think I bought both of them at the comic shop. So yeah, that's fun stuff. And then I'm saving the best for last, but I got this one quite a while ago. I think it was last year at Half Price Books, and I was so attracted to the cover because purple's my favorite color, and it was in a cemetery. If you've been with me a while, you know I like cemeteries, and it's fall. It has a romance, and sometimes I crave a romance, a cheesy romance once in a while. I don't like seek out to read them, but every once in a while I'm just like, hey, you know, they keep my attention, and they're a quick read. So this one's fall, spooky themed. It should be fun once I get to it. Another one I could just throw in my bag. Now here's the best for last. So sometimes you come across a book that you didn't know a thing about, you never heard of before, but all of a sudden it's there, you know, and you're like, what? Where was this? Where was this all my life? Apparently it's a new book. I haven't looked up anything about it. The author is Mallory Arnold. And this is what it looks like. Doesn't it look cool? How to Survive a Horror Story. Now just wait until you hear what this is about. And to me, this is a new thing. But maybe it's not a new thing. But chapter a day. Like, I was like, I picked it up and I was like, what? The pages are wrapped up and you have to open each chapter? How fun is that? So you could probably read more than a chapter a day, but it's designed for you to read at least a chapter a day. So it's like a gift each time you open up a new chapter. And I'm so excited to read this book. And I think it's probably going to be the next book I read. if I could ever get through these other ones. Or if I'm just tempted, I might just pick it up one night, especially if we have like a rainy night or something. So, 7 authors, I'm just going to put this cover in front of my face. 7 authors enter the manor. Can they survive the story within? When legendary horror author Mortimer Queen passes, a group of writers find themselves invited to his last will and testament reading, expecting a piece of his massive fortune. Each has their own unique connection to the literary icon, some known, some soon to be discovered, and they've been waiting for their chance to step into the author's shoes for some time. Instead, they arrive at his grand manor and are invited to play a game. The rules are simple. Solve the riddle, progress to the next room. If they don't, the manor will take one of them for itself. You see, the Queen Estate was built on the bones of Mortimer's family, and like any true horror story, the house is still very, very hungry. I mean, how? How cool is this? It says, welcome to 13 days of thrills in the haunted manor. Each day, simply use a letter opener or scissors to open the pocket. And don't worry about tearing it. It's designed to be torn. And inside, you'll find the next installment of this thrill-filled horror romp. 13 days. I wonder if it's just 13 chapters. If that's the case, this would actually be a very quick read. It sounds so fun. I'm just so excited about it. I actually found this at Walmart, of all places. Look, it's like, you can even give it as a gift to someone. It says to and from. One of my dreams is really silly, maybe, but book lovers will understand, is to have like my own book stamp, personalized book stamp, that says like from the Library of Angel Leo. I mean, I could put my real name on it, but I've been Angel Leo for so long, like over the years, that I feel like that's part of my identity now. So I think it would be fun to have it, not just have, my name on there. But I don't know, we'll see. I just really want one of those because that would be a cool place to put the stamp right there. But isn't this cool? Like, how is this not cool? How is this not cool? This is like the coolest thing. It's got a cool story, a cool cover. It's like an escape room horror scenario. Sign me up. I want this in my veins. So I think that's it. That is it. This beautiful stack that I have. This beautiful stack, like from here to there, that I want to read. And this is a someday read. And this is a current read. Plus Dracula. What do you think, Jarvis? You think this is great? Yep. As you saw him displaying the books for me, he's a very good, lovely assistant. He wants to go outside. No, you don't. It's warm outside. You want to stay in with me. So yeah, thanks always for watching. I feel like there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. I might have to add it to the end of this video. I'd said a couple of things I wanted to talk about, and now my brain is just like zzzt. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for those who gave me birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. I'll have a birthday vlog coming up soon when I have the time to edit. Hopefully maybe tonight, because I really do want to edit that video. It's not huge. I didn't have the best birthday on my actual birthday, but after my birthday was better. So we'll talk about that then. Thanks again for listening, for watching, for supporting, for everything. You guys are awesome. I love you. Happy reading. Later.